All right, well, good morning, sixth graders. Today we've got just a couple of examples. This isn't going to take us real long today, but our focus is going to be on what we call the order of operations, which that's the key word there is Pemdas. Now, some people make a little sentence that says, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So that's a way you can remember it. Please excuse. P for please, E for excuse, my, M for my, dear, D for dear, aunt, A for aunt, Sally, S for Sally. So we have please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Mathematically, though, the P stands for things that are in parentheses. The E stands for exponents, like if we had 6 to the power of 2. Multiplication, either the X sign or a dot. Division for D, A for addition, S for subtraction. So it would be parentheses, exponents. Now this does not mean multiply then divide. It actually means multiply and divide left to right. So these are kind of combined into one step. Same thing with addition and subtraction. It's not add and then subtract. It's add and subtract left to right. So let's just look at an example problem. 2 to the power of 6 minus 27 minus 8 in parentheses plus 5 squared plus 21 in parentheses. Well, the first step is to clear the parentheses. So I'm looking at here, I have a parentheses, I have 27 minus 8. Well, 27 minus 8 is 19. So I can cross off those parentheses and make it a 19. I have parentheses here, 5 squared plus 21. Well, remember 5 squared is 5 multiplied out 2 times, or 5 times 5. Well, 5 times 5 is 25. If I take 25 and I add 21 to it, 5 plus 1 is 6, 2 plus 2 is 4, 5 squared plus 21, that's going to be 46. So I'm going to cross this off so I don't get confused. So now that leaves me with 2 to the power of 6 minus 19 plus 46. So after parentheses, I clear exponents. That's exponents right here. Now this is 2 to the power of 6, or 2 multiplied out 6 times. Essentially, this is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And so I figure that out. Well, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32, times 2 is 64. So 2 to the power of 6 is 64. The next step is multiply and divide left to right. Well, there is no multiplication or division, okay? Multiply and divide left to right, and there is no multiplication or division. So we have a subtraction and a plus sign, which means I go straight to adding or subtracting left to right. Now, once again, this does not mean add and then subtract, okay? This is adding and subtracting left to right, which means we start way at the left, and anytime we see a subtraction or an addition sign, we stop and do it. So I see what's left here is 64 minus 19 plus 46. So the first thing I have to do is 64 minus 19. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm just going to do that scratch work. The math here is not hard, sixth grade. You just have to be organized and make sure you're doing the right math problem. So I can't do 4 minus 9, so I'm going to borrow from the 6, make it a 5, make the 4 a 14. 14 minus 9 is 5. 5 minus 1 is 4. I get 45. So 64 minus 19 is 45. Well, that leaves me now with 45 plus 46, because this became 45. So it leaves me with 45 plus 46. So I'm just going to come over here, because it doesn't matter if I put the 46 first. We know that. We can flip numbers in an addition problem. 6 plus 5 is 11. Put the 1 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 4 is 9. 91 is my final answer. All right, we're going to look at one more, just so we can have some confidence. 15 to the power of 2 divided by 4 squared plus 9 plus 8 to the power of 1. Well, first of all, remember it's parentheses first. So here I have parentheses, 4 to the power of 2 plus 9. Well, remember 4 to the power of 2 is going to be 4 multiplied out twice, or 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. That leaves me with 16 plus 9. Well, 16 plus 9 is 25. So the parentheses is equivalent to 25. Now there's no more parentheses, so now I look to see if there's any exponents to clear. Well, there are. First of all, we have 8 to the power of 1. Anytime we have something to the power of 1, it just equals whatever the number is. So 8 to the power of 1 just means 8 multiplied out one time. That's just going to be 8. Now 15 to the power of 2 is going to be 15 times 15. 15 multiplied out twice. So I'm just going to get rid of the exponent here. I'm going to do a little scratch work. 15 times 15. 5 times 5 is 25. Put the 5 down, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5. Plus 2 is 7. Put a 0 down so it all lines up with my 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. I go ahead and add these together. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Put the 2 down, carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. I get 225. So 15 to the power of 2, I'm just going to cross this all off, gives me 225. So now I'm left with 225 divided by 25 plus 8. Well, when I think about 225 being divided by 25, I know that 25 can go into 100 4 times. So 25 can go into 100 4 times. I'm going to say that 25 can go into 200 8 times. It's twice as big of a number, so it can go in twice as many times. But I'm going into 225, so I've got another group of 25. So that tells me that this answer is 9. And sure enough, if I were to do 25 times 9, I'd get 225. So I see 225 divided by 25. Going to kind of clear that for us. That equals 9. That leaves me with 9 plus 8. 9 plus 8 is equivalent to 17. That's order of operations. All right, we'll practice that more in class. Talk to you later, 6th grade. Bye.